After the Australian F1 Grand Prix, which team member did Albon want to kiss? What gripe does Norris have with some of the media's questions? And was Williams' performance track specific? So here is your summary of what we learned from the post-race interviews of the drivers from P1 to P6 and a little something from James Vowles. Starting with Norris, he said it was a stressful race because there are much finer margins in these conditions, but he has been working on coming into the season feeling a lot more calm. So he felt more confident and he feels like the team has really improved on their ability to make good decisions quickly. However, he does feel like the media has perhaps a bit too many questions about specifically the car's abilities. As in, yes, they do have the best car, but it's not just about that. Piastri and himself have been driving really well, especially over this weekend. Verstappen said that they did struggle with degradation and their tyres were overheating. Also, there is a big gap to McLaren, but that means the fact that they got P2 was pretty good. Russell said that he made the decision to go onto the Inters, and he said the reason why he was able to make that decision is because they'd had a really good meeting in the morning where they played out all of the different circumstances and decided who would be able to make the calls, which he thinks is great because their ability to make calls in harder conditions hasn't been a strength of theirs over the past 18 months. Albon said that the painted lines on track are meant to be anti-slip paint, but they're still a lot more slippery than tarmac, so he's sure that this is going to be discussed in future driver briefing meetings. Also, he said that whilst it was a great start to the year, he kind of wished that he got the P4 later on in the year, and I got the sense that that was because he felt like there wasn't as much of a grind behind it wasn't as satisfying. Furthermore, on the conditions, he said that he was under driving and you really had to know when you were able to push, which is why he said before the race that he thought the rookies were going to struggle. Speaking on the rookies, he said that whilst he doesn't want to take away from the abilities of the rookies, he feels like the fact that they have got an experienced driver lineup really helps. And James Vowles kind of followed up on this by saying that Sainz made a key impact on Albon's race, and that's because he was able to provide some insights regarding whether they should be going onto the Inters or the slicks. Although Albon was initially confused by their tyre strategy, nevertheless, given what happened, he wanted to give Charles a kiss. And I believe that is Charles, their head of race strategy, not Charles Leclerc. Speaking on Sainz, James said it was primarily an upshift issue. And lastly, he doesn't believe their performance has been Australia specific. Between their performances during testing and the mixed conditions during the Australian race weekend, they believe that they have the pace. Antonelli was aiming for a podium, although his confidence was hurt after the mistake he made, but the team were really good at calming him back down. And throughout the race, he did feel like there was a lack of grip, especially on those white lines when they were using the slicks. Lastly, although Stroll got P6, he said that throughout the race he actually wasn't that confident, and that was because of the rain.